My mother-in-law demands 50-50 custody of my newborn. Is she insane? My mother-in-law, 46F, is a whole other level of crazy when it comes to my pregnancy. First, she spent 3 weeks telling me to get rid of the baby, then 2 weeks giving me the cold shoulder, then suddenly she's spending hundreds on baby stuff after we found out we were having a girl. She never got to have one, just 2 sons. To save money for maternity leave and the baby, my partner, 22M, and I are living separately. He's stuck with his mother, and I'm doing my best to be polite and low contact, because she's a freaking roller coaster and not worth the stress. He pays a bill at his mom's, buys his own food, and contributes to rent so he can save. I'm lucky to not be paying rent, which has been great for saving. The conversation about where my daughter's going to live came up. I've been having signs of preterm labor and am on light duty at work, basically useless, but still working safely. My mill set up a whole nursery in my fiancé's room, changing table, crib, swing, the works. We asked if that meant me and the kids would move in. She said no, that it was for when my daughter is there half the week. We just stared at her. My partner and I have discussed this and are on the same page. I plan to breastfeed, so if we aren't living together, my daughter will live with me and he'll be there every second he can. My house isn't big enough for him and her. We hate this, because he feels like he isn't being allowed to be there for his daughter, but he knows a newborn shouldn't be separated from her mother. I hate it too, because I know how excited he is to be a dad. When we told my mill that wasn't happening, and that I'd be worried sick the whole time, and that it isn't good for a newborn to be away from their mother, she didn't care. She said it wasn't fair of me to decide for the baby and that if I wanted to suffer single motherhood, I was welcome too. I have a 4-year-old whose dad never took paternity leave, I know sleep deprivation, and I'm ready to do it again. When we asked about moving in, they have 3 extra rooms, we only asked for 2, we offered to pay more in rent, contribute to chores, and make dinner and said we expected no help with the kids, as they are our responsibility. She still said no and told us we should have gotten rid of the baby if we weren't ready. She took our $5,000 security deposit and savings, trapping us. My family wants to ban her from the house, and we plan to go no contact once we move out. We don't want our kids raised around her. I'm completely blown away that a mother would demand I separate from my newborn like this. Update and clarification. I see a lot of the same questions and misunderstandings. I pushed on the $5,000 thing. Turns out, my partner made his account when he was 16, and his mom had full access, and he never took it away. He tried to replace the money without telling me, but he didn't make it back in time. The 50-50 thing is what isn't being communicated correctly. The nursery is in his personal bedroom, not an extra room. She wants this split because she doesn't think it's fair I have to get up all night with the baby and her son gets to sleep.